Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how to make this bag. We'll be using 5 bulky weight yarn to work this and 1.5 skein of this yarn. So now let's get into this video. This is the bag lock that I'll be using for this project. You can use any one of your choice. So now let's for this project I'm using 7mm crochet hook, scissors and a tapestry needle, and I'm using 5 bulky weight yarn. We'll be using 5 bulky weight yarn for this project. It's 25% wool and 75% acrylic. You can use any 5 bulky weight yarn of your choice. So now let's get into the pattern. Alright, to make this purse we are going to make a slip knot. And we are going to chain 31 foundation chains. Don't make your chains too tight because we'll be working into the back bump of our foundation chains. Alright, after you have the foundation chains complete, we are going to turn our foundation chains, yarn over, skip 3 stitches, and then you're going to work double crochet into the 4th chain from hook behind the back bump of our foundation chains. So that 3 chains that we just skip count as a double crochet, so just make 2. Now we are going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you reach at the end of this foundation chain. And I'll meet you back at the end to start. This is the setup for the pattern, the actual pattern for the purse. So we are just now beginning the setup. Alright, this is how the setup looks like, working 1 double crochet into every stitch. When you finished, you're going to chain 1. It does not count as a stitch. Now we are going to start round 1 for the pattern. We are going to skip that chain 1. It does not count as a stitch, and work into the next stitch with a single crochet. So for this first round we are going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch until you reach the end of this round, and I'll meet you back at the end. When you reach at the end, you're going to work into that 3 chain at the top of that chain 3 with 1 single crochet. So round 1 is finished. To start round 2, you're going to chain 3. It counts as a double crochet throughout our work. Turn your work, yarn over, skip that stitch into the next one, work double crochet. So now we are going to work a front post double crochet into the next stitch. We are going to make a treble front post into the next stitch. Yarn over twice into the next stitch, go underneath that stitch with your hook, and then pull up a yarn through that space, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so when you finished, you're going to yarn over, you're going to make a double crochet into the next stitch at the top of our single crochet, the next single crochet. Okay, now we are going to work again treble front post double crochet into the next stitch. Again, yarn over, you're going to work double crochet at the top of the next single crochet. So make sure the stitch you already work into, you should not work on it, you just keep it and work into the next one. And this is how we are going to work the second round for the pattern. So one round, you work double crochet at the top of the next stitch, and then the next stitch you're going to work a front post into the next double crochet, this is going to receive a treble front post double crochet, and then the next stitch is going to receive double crochet. So this is what we are going to repeat until you have 2 stitches remain. I'll meet you back at the end. Alright, this is how this round looks like, the second round. When we finish, we have 2 stitches remain. We are going to put 2 double crochet into those 2 stitches, into each stitch. Put 1, and then to the next one, put 1. This is how we start the pattern, with 2 double crochet at the beginning, as you can see. So we end the same way. So now we are going to start round 3. Now to start round 3, we are going to repeat round 1. Turn your work, and then you're going to skip that chain and work 1 single crochet into every stitch until you reach the end. Make sure you don't skip a stitch. Repeat this until you reach at the end, and when you reach at the end, you are going to work into the top of that chain 3 with a single crochet. This is how we are ending every round when working a single crochet. Now we are going to repeat round 4, chain 3, do round 4. Now to do round 4, we have chain 3, which counts as a double crochet for our work. Now the next stitch is going to receive a treble front post double crochet. So note the chain 3 counts as a stitch. Now we are going to skip that stitch where our chain 3 is coming from. You're going to yarn over twice, and then into the next stitch, that double crochet, work a front post, a treble front post double crochet. Alright, our next stitch is a treble front post double crochet. It's going to receive a double crochet at the top of that stitch. Our next stitch is going to be a treble front post double crochet. At the center of that double crochet, go underneath it with your hook, and then pull up a loop, yarn over twice, and then yarn over twice, yarn over twice, and then the next stitch is going to receive a double crochet. This is how we're going to work round 4. So go ahead and do this for this round until we reach the end, and I'll meet you back. So when you reach at the end, this is how the round looks like. So now to end this round, we are going to make a triple front post double crochet into this double crochet. Yarn over twice. And your next stitch is going to just receive 1 double crochet, just like the way we start this round with the chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. So our next round is going to be a single crochet. So which means you are going to repeat round 1 for the next round. You're just going to chain 1 and then work 1 single crochet into every stitch until the end. So you're going to chain 3. Now we are going to repeat round 2. You're going to work double crochet into the next stitch, just like what we did for round 2. You're going to work for treble front post into the next stitch, and then you're going to work double crochet into the next stitch. So repeat this until you reach at the end, just like what we did for round 2. That is what we are going to do for this round. And when we finish this round, your next round should be a single crochet. Chain 1, turn your work, 1 single crochet into every stitch until you reach at the end. And then your next round is going to be the round we did for round 4. You're going to chain 4, and then you're going to make a front post treble double crochet into the next stitch. So you are from this point now, you are going to repeat round 1 and 4 for the entire project until you have the length you want for the bag, for the handbag, and then you can stop. But we're supposed to stop at with a single crochet for the last round. So now you're going to repeat round 1 and 4 for the entire project until you have the amount of stitches you want, and then you can stop. Sorry, the length you want, the height you want. The more rounds you make, the more long it's going to become. So as you can see, this is what I have, and I stopped with a single crochet at the end of my project. So you can make it as long as you want. So when I mention it, this is how wide it looks like. This is how it's 28 centimeter wide, and when the length for my work, it's about, when I mention it, it's 19 inches long. So you can make it as many rounds you want, but just let me say end with a single crochet at the end, just like what I have done here. So this is going to be the right side of our work, and this is how it's going to look like when you fold it into half. So keep on working, and I'll show you what we are going to do for the side panels. We are going to work the side panels for the handbag. Okay, with the same yarn I'm using, we are just doing the same thing we did for the main bag. The same pattern we use is what we are going to do here for the side panels. We are going to need 2 side panels. So you're going to chain 9. And when you finish chaining your 9, we are still going to do the same thing we did by walking into the back bump of our foundation chains. And when you yarn over, skip 3 stitches, and then into the 4th chain from hook, make a double crochet. Note, our 3 skip chains count as a double crochet. So you're going to put 1 double crochet into every stitch until the end. This is the same thing we just did for the bag itself. So we are repeating the same thing we did for the bag. It's the same pattern we are using. Alright, you're going to chain 1, and then you turn your work, and then work 1 single crochet into every stitch. When you reach at the chain 3 at the end, you're going to put 1 single crochet at the top of that chain 3, because it counts as a stitch for work. Now you're going to do round 2, chain 3, turn your work. We are going to do the same thing we just did for the body, for the bag. And then you're going to make a treble front post into the next stitch. And then you're going to work a double crochet into the next stitch. And then work a treble front post into the next stitch. And you're going to work 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches at the end, just like what we did for the beginning. And your next round should be a single crochet round. Now you're going to chain 3 and then we're going to start the next round. You're going to work a triple front post into the next double crochet, and then you will work 1 double crochet into the next triple front post double crochet, and then you're going to make a front post treble into the next double crochet. Your next round should be a single crochet round. Now you're going to work 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then you're going to make a front post into the next, a triple front post into the next double crochet. So you should have 2 panels for the side panel. So after you finish working one, you're going to repeat the same thing we are doing for the first one, and then do the same thing for the other panel. So we should have a total of 2 for one side and other side. Your next round should be a single crochet. So you're going to repeat this now, round 1 and 4, until you have the desired amount of rounds you want, and I will meet you back at the end to show you what I have made. So as you can see, I have 2 panels, and when I mention it, this is what I have. This is the height I want for my purse, and this is how the height of the purse is going to be like. So go ahead and finish working the panels for the side, and I'll meet you back at the end to show you what we're going to do. But when you finish, you're going to weave in the ends of your yarn the wrong side of your projects. So go ahead and finish working on the body, the main body, and the 2 side panels, and I'll meet you back at the end to show you what we are going to do next. Okay, when you finish, you are going to chain 1. We are going to work single crochet around our work. Into that chain 3, go in with 1 single crochet, and then into your single crochet, work 1 single crochet, and then you're going to put another single crochet into that chain 3. So each stitch is going to receive 1 single crochet. Your single crochet is going to receive 1, and then when you reach at the chain 3, you're going to put 1 at the top of that chain 3. So this is what we are going to do for both sides. So work 1 single crochet into each stitch until you reach at the bottom, and I'll meet you back at the end. Alright, when you reach at the bottom of your work, you're going to chain 1. You know, this is where we start our work. You can see the stitch is so clear. So you're going to put one single crochet into every stitch. You're going to put 1 stitch on each stitch until you reach at the end, and I'll meet you back. So we're going to repeat the same thing we did for the other side, for the we're going to repeat the same thing we just did here for the other side. So each stitch is going to receive one stitch. Repeat it until you reach at the top. So this is how it looks like after finish working single crochet into both sides. So now we are going to work on the middle part, which is going to be the where we are going to fix our lock for the bag. So it's going to be at the center like this, at the middle part of the work. So I'm just going to look for the middle of my work. This is where my lock is going to be here. I'm going to work one more round of single crochets, and that is where I'm going to make my buttonhole, and I'll meet you back. So as you can see, I have put stitch marker away. This is the middle of my work. There are 5 stitches at the center of this, between away from these stitch markers. Now we are going to work single crochet until we reach the first stitch marker, where we are going to chain 5 and skip those 5 stitches and work into the next single crochet with a single crochet. So go into the stitch and work single crochet until you reach at the center, the next that's stitch marker, and I'll meet you back. You're going to remove that stitch marker and then put one single crochet there, and you're going to chain 5, and then to the next stitch marker you're going to work single crochet until the end of this work, and I'll meet you back at the end so that we are going to join the lock on the bag. So this is how it looks like, the hole. This is where it's going to be, like this is going to be at the top. So go ahead and finish that part, and I'll meet you back at the end to join those lock together. So this is going to be at the top of my work. I'm going to use my tapestry needle there, and I'm going to pull a loop out through that space. This is where I'm going to close the lock for the top. This is where I'm going to attach the knot to close the top of this lock. So I'm going to put this at the bottom because this is going to be at the bottom like this, and I'll take the tapestry needle, give a space where the knot is going to enter, and I'll use the knife to close it with the knot, and I'm going to repeat it for the other side. That is the same thing I'm going to do here. I'm just going to pull this loop through like this, and between there I'm going to fix the knot there, just like what we just did for this other side. So go ahead and fix it like this. If you have a screw you can use, but me I don't have, so I'm going to just use the knife to attach my lock. So this is how it looks like after attaching it. So now it's going to be at the bottom, the next one. at the same points. It should be at the center. This is how it should look like. It should be at the middle of your work. So now I'm going to fix this at the inside of this bag to secure it. I'll probably have to line up my bag at the end of the day because the yarn I use is kind of stretchy. Oh yeah, so this is how it's going to look like. So go ahead and fix the lock on your bag, and I'll meet you back at the end so that we make the strap together. So like half part of our work is almost finished. So now we are going to work on the strap for the bag. Okay, this is how the strap is going to look like. And if you want to make your strap long, you can go ahead. You're going to do this. I'm going to show you how to do it in this video if you want to make your strap long. But because my yarn is too stretchy, I'm not going to make it too long. So with the same yarn I use for the bag, you're going to make a slip knot and then make a chain. After I have 4 chains, you're going to make a double crochet into the next stitch. Don't finish it, don't complete it. Yarn over, and then into that same stitch, go in with your hook and then pull up a loop. So now you have these stitches in your hook, 5 double crochet. You're going to yarn over and then pull through all. And then you're going to make a chain, turn your work. And you're going to yarn over into that space, go in with your hook and then pull up a loop. Don't complete your work, and then yarn over into that same space, pull up a loop there, and then I have 5 double crochets, yarn over, pull through all, chain 1, and then turn your work. Yarn over. You go underneath that space with your hook and then pull up a loop, yarn over, go into that same space and then pull up a loop. Now you have 5, yarn over, pull through all, chain 1, and then turn your work. So you're going to work underneath that space, those two stitches that you are seeing, those 2 little loops you are seeing. You are going at the center of those 2 loops with your hook and then pull up a yarn over, go into that same space and then pull up a yarn, and then now you have 5 stitches, yarn over, pull through all, and then chain 1, turn your work, yarn over into those 2 small loops. You will work, pull a loop through that space, and then yarn over into that same space, pull up a loop, and then now you're going to yarn over and then pull through all, and then you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Again, you're going to yarn over into those 2 small loops in between. You're going to pull a loop through those 2 loops between, and then again yarn over, go into those 2 loops and then pull up a yarn over, pull through all. So now this is how we are going to work the strap. Now the more rounds you work, the more long your strap is going to be. If you want your strap to be more long, you can add more rounds, and you can stop at any point. You're just going to chain 1 and then cut off the yarn. Make sure you leave a long tail of yarn. Even at the beginning, sorry, I did not say that. Even at the beginning, while you are working your strap, you should leave a long tail of yarn because we'll be using it to attach it to the bag. So now you're just going to repeat this. You're going to chain 1, turn your work, go in between those 2 small loops. You pull a loop there 2 times, yarn over again to that same space, pull a loop, and then yarn over, pull through all, chain 1, turn your work. So now just keep repeating this. Make sure you just only work between these 2 loops. You're going to pull a loop in there 2 times. and then you yarn over, pull through all, chain one, repeat the same thing. I'm going to do this until I have the length I want, which I already did. So this is the height of my strap. As you can see, it's so stretchy, so I'm not going to make more rounds. Maybe it's because of the yarn that I use. Now we are going to join this into the bag. Make sure that the right side of your bag is facing. As you can see, both sides look the same. It's going to be at the top like this. We are going to use our tapestry needle to attach this strap into the bag. If you want to come down a little bit with the strap at the bottom a little bit, you can move down a little bit to join your strap. But me, I want my strap to be at the top there. So I'm just going to take my tapestry needle with a long tail of yarn attached to the strap, and then at the middle of my my side panel of the bag, I'm going to attach the strap to the bag. So this is how we are going to do it. So the same method we are using here to attach the strap is the same method we are going to use for the other side of our work to attach the strap. But make sure you don't twist the strap while attaching it to the other side of your work. And when you finish, you're just going to weave in the ends of your yarn at the wrong side, which is inside of your work. So repeat this. Make sure you don't pull your yarn too tight so that your work will not look odd. Just go ahead and cut it off like this, and I repeat the same thing for the other side. So go ahead and repeat the same thing we did for the other side. And I'll meet you back at the end. Once you finish attaching the strap to the bag, your bag is ready, and this is the end of our work. I hope you find this tutorial useful. If you do, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you back in my next video. Thank you for being here. Bye.